Hi, as you recall, we've been discussing the FFG principle and how it works. I gave you an example in our last clip showing you what happens when all three answers to these questions. Is it based on fact? Does it make me feel the way I want? Does it help me reach a goal? When all three of those are no, I gave you an example of how that works. And that would be a super irrational thought. Before I start out, I just want you to understand that this is all a process of practice. And the more we practice this principle, right, the quicker our new way of thinking, our rational way of thinking becomes. So at first, we're going to ask ourselves the three magic questions. Is this based on fact? Does it make me feel the way I want? And does this thought help me reach a goal? Eventually, all we'll have to do is say FFG. That'll be the second step. And that will help us change our thinking even quicker. Of course, the last step would be to automatically just get to our new thought without having to go through the process. It becomes the new, better way of thinking. And that's what our objective is. Now let's take a look at this, and what if there is only one no instead of three? Let's say, remember our example about my presentation and me having to go in and show this new PowerPoint to the executive board? Well, let's say that I go in there and I'm setting up and I notice a few of my colleagues are looking at me and they're smiling, and I hear one of them say, "Oh my God, it's that guy Tom. Oh, I saw his last presentation. It was terrible. That guy is a joke." And I hear him saying this to another guy. Now, is it based on fact that this so-called gentleman is talking about me and poking fun at me? Yes, it is based on fact because I heard him. I heard him say that to me, or say that to the other guys. So it is based on fact. But how does that make me feel? Well, if you recall our last clip, it made us feel, even when we thought they might have been talking about us, it made us feel very anxious and upset. It works the same here. Even though it's based on fact, the first question, fact, is a yes. The second one is a no, because that's not how we want to feel. It's the same. It's really the same as the first example, right? Is it helping me reach a goal of any sort? No, it's not. Because as I said before, it's going to hinder me in doing a fluid presentation. I'm going to be nervous and anxious because I'm flooded. I will not do as adequate of a job. I might even freeze and not be able to complete my task of presenting this presentation. So we have one yes, it is based on fact. We have two no's. It doesn't make me feel the way I want. It doesn't help me reach a goal. It's still irrational. It's still irrational because my objective is not being met based on my anxiety, right? So yes, even though it is fact, there's still irrationality in there, an irrational thought. And before, in the first example, the thought was something more, I believe they're talking about me. It looks like they're talking about me. Oh my God. Here, I know they're talking about me. I heard them. The question here that it poses is, why does this bother us so much? Why would this bother me so much that I heard people talking? Well, that's because it's my own thinking. You know, my own thinking is most likely, oh my Lord, they hate me, they're talking about me, man, they're just, this isn't going to go off very good, right? So that's my own thinking. It's just as irrational. So as you can see, all we need is one no for a thought to be irrational. It could be in any order. We're not going to discuss the complexities of this right now, but I just want you to be aware of this. And these problems can get pretty complex, but I want you to know that you can take any issue that you have, any irrational thought causing distress, causing negative feelings, and you can plug it into this system. You can utilize this, and it'll work. It just takes practice. Again, it's similar to muscle memory, similar to practicing any sport or anything else you do. We keep practicing it and we get good at it, and we're ready for the challenges that life has to bring us. Thanks. I'll see you next clip, and we're going to discuss a little bit more about the FFG principle.